call fall away. Haddadi.
And that's what I believe. I believe the quickness of Conley is good enough to stay with Chris Paul as we've seen in the first 3 games.
Tony Allen on the bench with 4 fouls, hasn't come back. He started the game on Chris Paul in a defensive switch for this game. Here's Rudy Gay trying to give the Grizzlies a lead, but a block by Martin. That's the 3rd block of the game by Kenyon Martin, but a foul is called at the other end.
You know, Dick, I think you're actually right, but if that block was in fact by Young, who should not have had that block, but if that was by him, great defense by a guy who comes off the bench and is known to shoot threes, but that just shows how everybody kind of converged.
This didn't count, by the way.
Don't tell the Clippers fans that. That's what the loud cheering was for.
They know, yeah. So the Clippers still with a 1-point lead. They have blocked 8 shots tonight. Here is Mo Williams. And loses the ball to O.J. Mayo, out to Gay. Young right behind him. And Gay is fouled going in. Young was determined not to let Gay get any kind of an easy shot.
Definitely. You tend to think of Young as an offensive player if you followed his days back with the Washington Wizards, but he's made a great effort here in these first 4 games of defending on the perimeter, not letting the ball get into the post, and checking a bigger and stronger Rudy Gay.
So now the Grizzlies can take the lead with Rudy Gay at the free throw line. The last time Memphis led was at the 4:11 mark in the first quarter when they were up 20-17 before a 3 by the Clippers.
And for Memphis fans, this is why they are frustrated. They're saying, wait, we're playing these grind out games. We don't have our starters in, not playing well, and yet we're still in this game.
Win or go home. The NBA playoffs continue. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 8 Eastern for Celtics-Hawks Game 5, followed by the Nuggets at Lakers right here at the Staples Center, Game 5 on TNT. Looking for the first lead since late in the first quarter. Rudy Gay, who's 4 for 4 from the line. Memphis still tied, but Haddadi gets the offensive rebound and is bumped and fouled.
I can't say enough about the players in this series making the most of their opportunities. I mean, we see Haddadi, haven't seen him this series, seen him for, Spurs minutes during the season. For him to go in there, offensive rebound, keep his hands up, take a power dribble, go back middle. You just have to love the impact role players are having in this series.
Missed the free throw, so we're still tied. He's the first Iranian ever to play in the NBA in his 4th season. Foul was on Mo Williams, by the way, and there it is, the free throw, and the Clippers now trail by 1. Memphis on a 15-6 run here. So it's been a while since the Grizzlies have had the lead. Bledsoe in the game. Here's Blake Griffin against Cunningham. Martin. Griffin with the offensive rebound. Hasn't had many, but that was a good one.
And now is the time to start the 4th quarter. You're going to win this game in the paint, controlling the pace with rebounds.
Clippers out-rebounded by 14 on the offensive glass coming into this game. Here is Griffin. Haddadi knocks it into the hands of Gay. Under 9 minutes to go. This crowd is quiet.
Going forward, Memphis needs to make sure they play team ball starting inside out.
On Dexter, along with Cunningham, the ball tipped away, last touched by the Clippers with 8 on the shot clock. Clippers don't agree with it. And we're going to have a timeout here. Grizzlies will have the ball, and they have the lead. This is a game that they need to go back to Memphis with the series all time. And it's time for Cold Hard Facts presented by Coors Light. And Game 4s have been a charm for the LA Clippers in the playoffs. They have never lost one. Last time they've been in the playoffs was 06. They beat the Denver Nuggets in 5 before going on and losing to the Suns in 7 games. No one remains from that last playoff appearance.
That's a stat I never would have thought the Clippers would have had. Undefeated in any game in series in the playoffs.
That's cold hard research. Rudy Gay and Mo Williams Out-battles Cunningham for the rebound. Grizzlies by 1. Clippers have made only one of their last 7 from the field. That's over a 5-minute span.
And for all the talk we made about the Clippers bench, Memphis has gotten back in this game with their bench.
Mo Williams, there's the bench. So Mo Williams, who is one of the top 6 men this year, and Williams with the field goal has 4. Clippers by 1. O.J. Mayo. Good hustle by Dante Cunningham. Mayo will take the long 3. And another offensive rebound. Pondexter puts it through. And there is Memphis, implying its will on the offensive glass. They're up by 1.
Offensive rebounds in this series are so important. I haven't seen a team go after the boards with this much fire.
18-0 on the offense, second chance points. Here's Griffin, foul basket. Boy, does he smell it when he's going to that rim.
Oh my God, does he smell it? And he moved the ball out of the way of each defender. As soon as he saw it, right here is about where he smelled it, and then he moved it out the way of a couple people. That's what you want from him, attacking the basket. Why? Because it's an easy bucket. He's a great athlete. And by the way, it gets this crowd involved, which puts pressure on the opposing team.
So Cunningham with the foul. Griffin with a terrific game. 23 points, 5 assists. Has 4 rebounds. Problem has been at the line. He has been ice cold since a decent start, but he makes the 3-point play, and the Clippers lead by a pair. So Griffin with 24, Paul with 17. They do it every game. Question is, who emerges as the third scorer? Tonight it's Butler. Here's the turnover, 2-on-1, Bledsoe and Griffin. Bledsoe gets turned around, and the foul before the shot. And right now, let's take a listen to Vinny Del Negro in the huddle in the last timeout.
Everybody's got a rebound. Don't let him push us under. Be physical. Get long rebounds and run. Come on now, come on. Let's get a run here. They made theirs. Let's go. Come on. Defense. 1, 2, 3. Defense. Come on.
If you want somebody to take the air out of your team and out of the heart of your team, let them play 24 seconds of tough defense and the opposing team get an offensive rebound. That just hurts.
And we'll have a blocking foul on Haddadi, his second. Pondexter committed that last foul, 2-point game. That is the 4th team foul against the Grizzlies.
Great job by Haddadi, playing 12 minutes for a strong stretch, playing well for this team. He did all he was asked to do tonight.
Gasol back in, Williams off the mark, and Gasol getting the rebound. So Marc Gasol with 4 fouls, spent a lot of time on the bench, and that's why Haddadi's production was good. 12 minutes that Marc Gasol spent on the bench. Connolly with a runner. Gasol trying to throw it off of the leg of Martin, and does so.
This is where Memphis fans, starting with their coach, Coach Hollins, wants to see Marc Gasol be aggressive. I asked him why hadn't Marc been touching the ball in the 4th quarter. He says because he's not demanding it. He's out there with the rest of the players. Let him demand it like Zach and Rudy do.
Cunningham on the inbounds pass. Bledsoe getting the rebound. Clippers by 2. Here's Williams. Griffin against Cunningham. 3 posts to Griffin. 6 on the clock. Young open for 3. Nick Young came into the game 7 of 10 from 3-point range. That's his first of the game and a timeout.
Right here as you see it, he kind of tries to pull the chair from up under Blake. Great pass out to Nick Young, who says, I can take it from here, big fella. Welcome back to the Staples Center, where the Clippers lead the Grizz by 5. And a big part of that is because of Blake Griffin's play tonight. He wasn't rebounding as well, but he got out in the break, and he finished strong inside, getting smacked in the face, getting bumped all night. Look at this. Whenever he smells that rim, he goes so hard and attacks it, he's usually going to get an and one.
He has been the pace setter tonight, and the Memphis Grizzlies, these are critical times. They're 3 for 13 shooting. Here in the fourth, they were 3 for 16 starting the fourth quarter the other day, and a steal by Bledsoe, and Bledsoe fouled. O.J. Mayo gets a piece of them, and with 5-point lead with just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth, and for Mayo, his fourth foul.
If you're Memphis right now, you want to take smart shots, not only because you're down 5, but because Chris Paul is on the bench for the Clippers as well, and you want to make sure that you try to get any control of this pace and tempo that you can before the pacemaker, Chris Paul, re-enters this game.
Grizzlies are in the penalty, and here's Bledsoe, 2 of 3 from the line.
We may have to give the Clippers fans a little bit of playoff etiquette. I know it's been a while, but you don't want to say here we go or any chance during the middle of your player shooting a free throw. Just cliff notes for them after the game.
It's like the fans screaming in football when your team has the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
8-0 run since the Grizzlies regained the lead, 72-71, and a foul inside. It'll be against Griffin as he fouls Marc Gasol, and that is the 4th team foul against the Clippers.
And you ask, where's Marc Gasol been in the fourth quarter? You don't need a play called for you for a big fella to duck in when you see the weak side man has the ball.
So Griffin with his 4th foul, picked up 2 early in the game. So he's done a good job of staying out of deep foul trouble, but now it's 4. Mike Conley inbounds to Gay. He's got Gasol, Zach Randolph, and O.J. Mayo with him. Randolph setting the screen, double team for the moment, and a steal by Blake Griffin. Good defensive anticipation by Blake Griffin there.
Rudy Gay needs to make a quick and a decisive move. He left that ball out there hanging so the defender could just cherry pick it.
10 on the clock. Clippers have had the edge with the turnover story. And there's the long shot and the 3 by Williams. Mo Williams, former Cavalier, hits a big one. And the Clippers have matched their biggest lead of the game. They have scored the last 11 points, lead by 10. And now the crowd, with 5 minutes to go, Grizzlies 3 turnovers and have missed their last 2 shots. Here is Gay coming in with a key answer there.
And that's what you want to see. You want to see some play calling that moves the weak side, moves defenders, and allows you to get a shot without having to dribble 7 times and go one-on-one. This is the way the Grizz play, and this is the way they need to play throughout the game.
And by the weak side, you mean the side away from the ball.
Yes.
Here is Blake Griffin trying to get the foul, and he does just that. So Gay, who just scored his 15th point, and now Griffin will go to the line. Foul is on Randolph.
And right here, you see the double screen. First the pick by Zach Randolph, then you see Gasol come, cleans it up. And why do you like that? Because you get a 1-2 layup, and if he would have missed it, he had 2 rebounders offensively in position.
And Chris Paul's going to come into the game as Bledsoe goes out. Paul with 17 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds, having another tremendous playoff performance. And you know, in the fourth quarter is when he rises to the occasion. Griffin with a bonus making the free throw.
Exactly. And what I love about Chris Paul more than anything is the pressure he puts on his teammates mentally. He is never happy during the game. He stays on them, always telling them this effort is not good enough. And he keeps them focused. And playing with a guy like Chauncey Billups, I know what it's like to have a point guard stay on your neck the whole time, wanting you to complete what you started.
You know, coach on the floor, which is what you hear that term, is really an understatement for what he really does.
Oh, it really is an understatement. Not only is the coach on the floor, but he's someone that holds you accountable and makes sure that you keep your focus for 48 minutes.
10-point lead, Clippers, under 4.5 to play in the fourth. Here is Conley, picked up nicely by Young on the baseline. Here's Gay. Rudy Gay tries to slam it through, and a blocking foul called against the Clippers as Griffin has to be held back He is really enraged by Kenyon Martin.
As long as he's yelling at Kenyon Martin, as long as he just keeps yelling at his teammates, you can let out that frustration. This is the playoffs. And I do think it was a block because it did look as if he was not totally standing still. It looked as if he was trying to slide up under him, moving into his left.
Well, that's his 5th foul.
And emotion is good. If you harness your emotion in the right way, it is no problem with him letting his displeasure be made known, as long as he knows to put that back into a reserve for later on.
Rudy Gay now 5 of 6 from the line. Tony Allen will come in replacing O.J. Mayo, so you know why Allen is in the game now. He started the game defending Chris Paul. And Gay trying to make it an 8-point game.
We might also see Allen post up depending on if Williams or Chris Paul is on him, so he can add a lot offensively as well.
So Allen is going to pick up Paul defensively. The lead is 8. Neither team has a foul to give. Paul has a screen from Kenyon Martin. Allen fights through it. 4 on the clock. This is the Chris Paul show. Not this time, off the front rim.
Wonderful defense by Allen, not putting his hand up there. Chris Paul trying to draw the foul.
Tony Allen has it knocked away. Officials have not given a sign. And it's going to be Grizzlies ball.
Chris Paul being aggressive, going for that reach. Good call by the officials.
Ball deflected in.
Memphis always seems to get an open layup on these outdoor plays, backdoor plays. Clippers have to be aware.
Here's Rudy Gay with the jumper. Hits it. So Rudy Gay trying to bring Memphis back. Down now by 6. He has 19 points in the game, 9 here in the 4th quarter. So Rudy Gay, after the slow start, has really been productive for Memphis. These are the critical moments. Mo Williams. And the rebound fought for Allen. Knocking into Williams. And it's going to be called Memphis ball. And there was a no harm, no foul.
Yeah, exactly. Incidental contact, and right now it's a battle of the minds between the two coaches. Clippers saying that we have 3 penetrators, the 2 roll guys that can just clean up the boards. Memphis has chosen to go with their 2 big guys who are the scorers inside.
Now O.J. Mayo came off the bench, looked like he was going to come in. Allen stayed in the game. So Rudy Gay leading the way for the Grizzlies the last few minutes. And here's Conley with a 3 hits. Mike Conley. And a timeout called by the Grizzlies as the Clippers, that is, the Grizzlies have come within 3 points. Mike Conley keeping this team at a 7-0 run in the game. 8 of 11 from the field. Let's take a look at our Western Conference brackets. The Spurs swept Utah earlier tonight. They'll play the winner of this series. And the Thunder swept the defending champion Mavericks. The Lakers play Denver tomorrow night. And this series will either be 2-2 or the Clippers will take a major step. Under 3 minutes to go, so C-Web, it's a game of runs. We've seen it in every playoff series, but it comes down to the last 3 minutes.
And surprise, surprise, this game comes down to the wire. We knew these teams were both evenly matched. Who's going to impose their will late in the game to make sure they ensure the victory?
Allen defending against Paul with 4 on the shot clock. Goes by the defenders, and Gasol makes the block into the hands of Conley. 3-point lead.
Charles Barkley talks about this all the time. As a good player, how do you make an impact without scoring? Gasol just did that with his defense.
Griffin is on Conley on a switch. And they have Paul on Zach Randolph. In and out is Conley, and it comes down to Mo Williams. In Paul's hands as we approach 2 minutes to go in regulation. There's Paul, who is signaling out the point, and under 2 minutes to go, 8 on the shot clock. 3-point lead for the Clippers. Here's Blake Griffin. Can't get it in there, and Randolph comes down with it, and there's a pass to Tony Allen with Williams defending, and Evans comes out with the loose ball, and Rudy Gay takes it away from him, but a foul is called, and it will be called against Rudy Gay, his third.
Memphis has had their opportunities inside. The great recognition right there by Conley. You have to even finish that or try to bring that back out, especially in a break situation. You have to make sure you convert on easy baskets.
But Evans, who is one of the free throw shooters who have struggled this year, 51% from the field. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Let's check in with Jamie Maggio as Evans missed the first.
Thanks, Dick. You know, in these 2 Clippers wins in this series, Reggie Evans has been a difference maker. Cumulative 24 rebounds for him, but the mere mention of Reggie's name in the Grizzlies locker room elicits notable frustration. I spoke with Caron Butler earlier. He said simply, Reggie's mentality is hit hard, hit early, hit often. Caron credited his teammates, saying the things that Reggie does never end up in the scorebook, but they're things that change the game.
No question about it, Jamie. 1 out of 2. 85-81, a 4-point game. Neither team has a foul to give. Each team has a timeout and a pair of 20s. Here is Conley. Here is Zach Randolph inside the 3-point line, hitting the shot. Memphis on a 9-1 run.
And that is Zach Randolph's shot. Unfortunately for Memphis, that's the shot he's not been able to hit the last couple of minutes.
Clippers led by 10 with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. And then the Grizzlies went on a run here. And there is Paul trying to get it to Griffin out of bounds. And it's just last touched and a close call by the Grizzlies.
Those are great hands by Blake Griffin. That should have been a turnover for Chris Paul. Blake Griffin recognized, got that ball, threw it off of the defender.
So it's the Clippers calling the timeout here. Their lead is 2, 1:05 remaining in regulation. Desperation time for Lionel Hollins. Going into game 5.
And right here, you just have to love it. Conley penetrates, goes all the way through the paint, gets the defender's attention, finds a wide open Zach Randolph. You have to have easy buckets right now, easy buckets.
Conley with 21 leads the Grizzlies. Gay has 19 after the slow start. Randolph, who hit that last basket, now in double figures with 10. Griffin with 26, Paul 17, Butler with 14 are the 3 double-figure scorers for the Clippers.
And once again, you look at this Grizzlies second chance points, 18, Clippers 0. Just shows offensive rebounding could play a big part of this.
Paul will inbound, and Allen knocks it away. 3.1 seconds remain on the shot clock.
And with this athletic lineup, it's very easy to have somebody go to the basket for a lob.
Andy Foy is in, so it's Foy, Williams, Griffin, Paul, and Evans. Allen knocks it away again. And the long shot missed. Tony Allen on 2 occasions when the Clippers inbounded made it possible for the Clippers to have to throw up a desperation shot. Now they're going to review.
Great read by Tony Allen. Judging whether he should get in the passing lane or whether he should trap. The fact that he knew who the inbounder was going to throw it to, you just have to love the fact that Allen not only is a tough-nosed defender, but it starts with him mentally because he recognized who was wide open.
Now the clock kept running. They're going to look to see where the clock was after the shot. Right now it's 51.9. But here is Mo Williams. Clock should stop right there. So it's about 8 seconds, I think, they've got to put back on the clock. .101 to go. And talk about a game of runs in game one. Clippers ended the game on a 28-3 run to overcome a 27-point deficit. Game three, the Clippers ended the game on a 14-6 run. Tonight, the Grizzlies on a 9-1 spurt. Helped by the fact the Clippers have missed 5 in a row since leading by 10. Got to give a lot of credit to the Memphis defense here.
You definitely do, and also to everyone from Adati to Cunningham to that bench for rebounding. I mean, when you look at their second chance points, 18 to the Clippers, 0, is just amazing. And for the Clippers to still be up in this game, not having a second chance point is amazing as well.
You got to remember the Grizzlies have had severe foul trouble in this game. Gasol was on the bench 12 minutes with 4 fouls. Allen also had 4. We haven't seen Spates in a while. He had 4. So here we go, under a minute to play. Memphis trailing by 2. Here's Rudy Gay. And Kenyon Martin ties him up. Kenyon Martin, who defended Gay, who tried the last shot in game one. So the Clippers does this.
And Kenyon Martin is a big fella trying to check a more skilled offensive player. And you just have to love, like you said, game one, and he does it right here, coming off the bench, getting a big stop for the jump ball.
Against Rudy Gay on both occasions. Jump control by Paul. Does he save it? In the air. Bounces off Griffin. And it's going to go Memphis way. Griffin might have been out of bounds when he tried to knock the ball in. Let's see.
You have to love this. Chris Paul says, I don't know if it's in or out, but you're going to get a total effort from me. It's the playoffs, baby.
Are they ever?
Back at the Staples Center, the Grizz got back in this game by attacking the basket first. Rudy Gay playing like the superstar he is, Conley helping out from the outside, and then Zebo finding his touch late in the game because of penetration leads to open jump shots for the Grizz.
So the Grizzlies have 2 20s remaining. The Clippers have a full and a 20, neither team with a foul to give, with 45.8 on the clock. Rudy Gay, along with Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, O.J. Mayo, and Mike Conley.
Clippers have decided to go with their 3 big guys. Martin, who is checking Gay. Evans and Griffin will have the board detail inside the paint.
Foy defending Mayo. Gay picked up by Griffin. Here's Gay driving. Fall away. He's got it. An 11-1 run ties the game at 85, and the Clippers will call a timeout. It's a full timeout, so now they have 1 20-second timeout remaining.
This is all Coach Hollins. He said, you have your 3 big guys in there. Well, we know Kenyon Martin can check Gay, but we're going to set a pick and roll, so you have to switch and put Griffin on him, and we'll see how he can check a guard.
21 for Gay, 11 here in the fourth.
Will yourself to this victory. Will yourself to this victory. We got to do it on defense. We got to get the rebound.
You know, C-Web, in a lot of ways, the Memphis Grizzlies' fate in the playoffs could be riding on the next 35-plus seconds.
You're exactly right. And it's been starting in the fourth quarter, and if they want to take a lesson from the past history, make sure you go inside, make sure you rebound, take care of those tough possessions.
All right, so that's the setup now. Grizzlies trailed by 10 with 4:14 to left. 4:14 remaining, and they have outscored the Clippers 11-1. Mo Williams will inbound. He's got Griffin, Evans, Foy, and Paul.
I love the fact Marcus Saul, a bigger, heavier guy, is checking Blake Griffin from Memphis, but Blake can use that to his advantage as well.
Here's Paul, lays it in. Chris Paul lays it in, claiming he was fouled as well, giving the Clippers the lead, and a timeout called by the Grizzlies. So they have 1 20-second timeout left, trailing by 2.
Chris Paul right here, he says, I'm not waiting for anybody to post up. This is my time when I take over. Gets contact, but finishes strong with the layup for his team.
Went right around Allen, the tough defender, and Paul now with 19 points. And that was his first points of the fourth quarter. Go back to Rudy Gay. Is he going to get the ball again? In game 1, he missed the jumper with Kenyon Martin defending as the Clippers won by 1. This was the finish. Good defense by Martin. And then in game 3, he had a couple of three-pointers, but needed this three-pointer to bring Memphis home, and he couldn't. And the Clippers again won by 1.
Game 3's shot was definitely much tougher. Shouldn't have expected him to make that one. Game 1, that was in his reach. Be interested to see who they go to. So many options. You have the quickness of Conley. Mayo's been knocking it down, and the 2 big fellas finishing inside.
Gay will inbound, and Kenyon Martin defends. Just under 27 seconds to go. Blake Griffin tried for the steal. O.J. Mayo inside. Zach Randolph is fouled. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2, and a chance to tie the game for the Grizzlies.
Right there, you just want to play solid D. The gamble that we missed right there by Griffin allowed Saul to see the floor, allowed them to have penetration. You don't want to gamble late in the game. You just want to play solid D.
First time at the free throw line for Zach Randolph, who is 62% from the playoffs. Hits the big first one. Stay tuned for the Emmy Award-winning Inside the NBA presented by Hyundai, as Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal are in Studio J with highlights and analysis of tonight's games. Looking to tie the game is Zach Randolph. And he does. We're all even at 87, and the Clippers call their last timeout. So now it comes down to this, 20.4. Last time they had the ball, Paul got around Allen and laid it in. Now looking to try to win it.
You never know what's going to happen, but if I'm Coach Del Negro and I have the best quarterback in the NFL, the best point guard in the NBA, I'm going to make sure it stays into his hands. Why? He's a great free throw shooter. He's your best penetrator, a solid three-point shooter. And you just don't want anyone else to have the balls in their hands until he gives it to them when he knows time and possession on that clock.
And you make a good point, because if some of the poor free throw shooters have to go to the line, they make one, and then the Grizzlies are in position to win the game.
Exactly. It's a tie game. You have the shot clock at your advantage. Why even give Memphis a possession? And why give anybody a possession, anyone in this gym, a possession except for Chris Paul until he decides to give it up?
We have had 3 ties and 4 lead changes in the last 7.5 minutes. And the only lead change that the Clippers are interested in is the last one, to try to give them a 3-1 lead.
That's right. They want to take a shot late in the shot clock, not early enough to give Memphis a chance to have the last possession of this game.
Mo Williams finds Griffin. Tony Allen trying to shadow Paul and also stay behind Griffin. There's the clock. There's Paul with the ball. Paul loses it, and time runs out. We go to overtime. You were right. Chris Paul wanted to keep it until he found someone open. He couldn't, and they double-teamed him, got the ball away, and we go into overtime.
You're exactly right, but we're going into overtime. We're not going into the last possession with Memphis handling it right there. He waits till the last second. It's a turnover. He can do that because he said, I'm going to ensure us 5 more minutes of play.
First 5-minute overtime session. Clippers were 4-1 in extra sessions. The Grizzlies 1-2. Tip control by the Clippers. They'll shoot on the 4th foul. Each team with 2 timeouts and a 20. Ball throws it away. Try to get it to Foy in the corner. So a turnover starts the extra session.
Last 2 possessions, 2 uncharacteristic turnovers from Chris Paul, but you have to give the credit on that play to Memphis and Gasol for getting out there, trapping the pick and roll, impairing his vision, not letting him see his open man in the corner.
Conley with the ball. He scored 21 on 8 for 12 shooting tonight. Here is Gasol with the turnaround, air ball, and Reggie Evans saves it to Paul.
First weak side duck in, or maybe the second we've seen in this game. Memphis needs to keep doing more of that.
Here's Paul, puts the Clippers in front by 2. Paul now with 21 points. Here's Conley. Scoops it. Doesn't go, but Gasol is there and he's fouled. Getting good position inside. And Marc Gasol, who is 4 for 8 from the line, going to the free throw stripe. Reggie Evans with the foul, his 3rd.
I mean, I propose that Memphis uses that as a play every time. Every time Conley drives down the middle, they get an offensive rebound. It's almost like a tip drill because he's so quick. He attracts so much of the defense. Zebo's down there fighting with Evans. It allows Gasol just to roll in and get that offensive rebound.
Tony Allen will come in replacing O.J. Mayo. So Allen, who figured really prominently in the final minutes defensively.
Definitely, and the fact that O.J. Mayo came in, was kind of gunning, trying to get his shot, trying to get an offensive feel. I think Coach Holland says we're going to, right now, stay with our defensive specialist, Allen.
Marc Gasol ties it up. Memphis with a big edge of 20-0 on second chance points. We're tied at 89. Griffin against Gasol. Paul guarded by Allen, now picked up by Zach Randolph on the switch, feeding Blake Griffin, who's fouled going in. Well executed play as they doubled Paul and Griffin got free, and he'll go to the line. Foul is on Conley.
It's so hard to guard a double pick and roll. Right here you see both Evans and Griffin come up. One guy rolls, the other guy follows slowly after. It's hard for the big guys, and especially the guards who don't want to get in that paint, to recognize who they're supposed to block from coming inside.
Now Griffin was 3 for 3 from the line in the 4th quarter, 8 of 14 for the game. Well, he's made him when he's needed him, hasn't he?
That's right. He's made him when he's needed him, and you love seeing him make him in the 4th quarter and in overtime.
Mayo is back. Offense-defense substitutions by Lionel Hollins as Allen goes out.
You have to love what Lionel Hollins is doing. He's playing O.J. Mayo on offense and Allen on defense when he can.
1 out of 2, but Reggie Evans snares the rebound. 1-point lead, new clock, Clippers ball. Paul gets open, hits. Chris Paul giving the Clippers a 3-point lead. Chauncey Billups, who's been there before, hasn't he, is up to cheer of the team. Under 3.5 to play.
Talk about second chance points. Reggie Evans gets that rebound, gets it back out to a guy for a wide open shot. Just a disheartening play for a defense.
Steal by Williams. Tipped in the air, no points, nothing called, and stepping on the the line out of bounds will give the ball back to the Clippers. But you're right, those are the first second chance points Clippers had tonight. Here's
right there, look at that. Reggie Evans just comes in, gets that, and then what happens? A couple seconds later, gets it to their point guard, and those are the plays that hurt right there. You go from being 1 point down to 3 point down by offensive rebound on a free throw. Never should happen.
so Paul with his second field goal, and Clippers with the ball in a 3-point lead under 3 minutes to play in the first overtime session. Foy to Paul. Allen in the game in that defensive stance. Here is Chris Paul, pulls back over Allen. And the rebound by Blake Griffin. Basket counts and a foul. Where have the second chance points been? The Clippers are showing here, getting the last 2 baskets on second chance points.
No time like the present right here. Gasol gets a little bit of a push in the back, but it doesn't matter because Griffin is staying aggressive, going toward the basket. And right now is a better time than any to start offensive rebounding, getting easy putbacks to make it easier for your team.
I'll say in overtime, and Randolph committing a foul, and Blake Griffin looking for his 30th point of the game. And he connects. 6-0 run. 2:40 to go. Here is Conley. Griffin picks him up on the switch, and there's a pushing foul. And Blake Griffin is fouled out of the game. That is his 6th foul, and he's out of there as he pushed Conley on the baseline and goes out having scored 30 points tonight. The most points he has scored in his playoffs.
And right here you see he does get a little bit of a push, a little bit of a ticky-tack foul. More importantly, very lucky he didn't get a technical as he gave the ref a thumbs up, saying good call, very sarcastic.
So Kenyon Martin replaces him. 6-point lead, and here is Conley working against Paul. Tries to bank it in and does! Mike Conley! 23-point game for Mike Conley. And the Clipper lead is 4. Conley 9 of 14 from the field.
He is having his way out there. His penetration, that time going to his right as a lefty, knocking it off the glass. Beautiful play.
Now Mayo is defending Paul. Pick and roll to Martin, and the loose ball, and they're going to go the other way.